let's just start from the top real quick.
Okay, ready.
Kyle Bradshaw from Cruiser Customizing.
Greg Beck with Tuckeraki Distributing.
On this week's Wednesday with Greg, we want to speak to you about what you do when you stop riding your motorcycle as much as you do during the high season.
Yeah, you put it in the garage and you say goodbye, and then when it's time to go ride, you try and wake it up and, problems.
One of the first things you should probably do when you pull your bike in and park it for a short to extended period of time is put it on some sort of battery maintenance system. Be it a battery tender, a ChargeX, the Bike Master battery system, some sort of tender in order to keep that battery up to snuff.
You should already have one of those pigtails on your bike as a regular item because you can plug into it with an electric vest. You can plug your bike into it because sometimes you never know when you're going to come back to that bike. You might be called out of the country for 6 months. Then what? So prepare ahead. Get that pigtail on there. Make sure you use those items regularly so that when it's time to store in the winter, it's not unusual. It's matter of fact.
Now, quite a few years ago when I lived in Ohio I don't want to say that. A lot of people across the country go ahead and winterize their motorcycle. They pull it into the garage, they pull the spark plugs out, they put oil in the cylinders, they drain all of the gasoline out of it, or they fill their tank all the way to the top and add some stabilizer to it. Lots of various things that people do to their motorcycles in order to winterize them per se. But what happens if you've winterized your motorcycle in October and then like right now, we have fantastic weather outside across the country. There's sunshine and 70 to 80 degree weather. If you've already put your bike away, you're not going to be able to enjoy that.
Yeah, so when you put your bike away, always have it ready to go. You might have to take 10 minutes to restore it to safety, but have it ready to go. Don't put it to sleep for like hibernation. It doesn't make sense. Even if you live in the Midwest or somewhere back east where it kind of sucks in the winter, you never know when you're going to get a week of extraordinary weather, and guess what? You're going to miss it.
You might have you might have a week in December or January where the snow kind of melts off a bit, the roads are clean, sky's beautiful, the air might be a little crisp, but heated gear, heated grips, some insulation, it's a great time to ride.
Yeah. So going back to plugging the bike into a tender type device, adding stuff to your gas to keep it healthy, put more air in your tires because when your bike is sitting there all by itself, there's a lot of weight on those tires, and the air is what holds the bike up.
If you have a motorcycle jack, put it up on the jack, get that weight off of the suspension and off of the tires. Definitely helps your motorcycle during that period of time.
Yeah, and keep your bike clean. Put a cover on it. Protect it. Because sitting in your garage, guess what? It's going to get dusty.
What else?
And a clean bike is a safe bike. Make sure your chain, if you have a chain, make sure it's maintained. Go over your bike regularly, even if it's stored, because that way you don't have to do it all at one time. And when you have good weather and your bike's ready to go, cool, you get to go riding. Don't pay attention. You either ride unsafely or you don't get to ride.
Another thing I like to suggest is go ahead and change your tires before you put your bike away. That way, when you get it out in the springtime, it is 100% ready to roll.
Amen. Yeah, and usually in the fall, it's a good time to buy a street tire. In the winter, not so much.
Battery tenders, covers, maintenance kits, oil changes, all great things to do while your bike's stored away from the winter. Join us in a couple weeks. We're going to talk to you about some of the projects that you can endeavor. Join us over the next couple weeks. We're going to talk about some of the projects that you can embark on while your bike isn't being ridden.
Yeah, the winter is the best time to do projects because it's downtime. So just as well do all the modifications instead of waiting until spring to do it. Kind of dumb.
Absolutely. Maximize the time that you have when you're not on a motorcycle.
I started my project last week, and I'm already into it. So when the weather gets good, I'm going to be riding again.
And we're going to share that. And we're going to share that project with you. It's a great dustbin fairing project. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching this week's Wednesday with Greg.
And ride safe.